Due to the nature of this program, listener aggression is advised.
Hey, I'm Carla. I'm Heidi.
And we're the Butcher Baby.
This is Charlie Scene.
Yo, what's up? This is AJ from Fire from the Gods.
This is Rich Ward, the Duke of Metal from Fozzy.
Saddam Leader from In Search of Sun.
This is Beefcake the Mighty from Guam.
And Postulus Maximus.
Ahoy, this is Chris from Maelstrom.
Yo, what's up? This is J-Dog from Hollywood Undead.
Hi, this is Ash Costello from New Year's Day.
This is Tommy Vex from the Bad Wolves.
This is Joe from Dead.
Brutality! And I'll tell you now to stay fucking metal, yeah!
This is Ivan Pavlakovic from Disconnected, and you're listening to Honest Brutality!
Hey everybody, welcome to Honest Brutality. This is Camera Rebel, and I'm sitting here with my dudes.
The dudes.
The dudes.
All right. Yeah,
the dude crew.
That's right. This is Big Sloppy.
And this is Dude Evil.
Dude Evil.
I must be Dude Sloppy. All right.
There you go. And all the way from France, we have on the line one of the coolest human beings I've actually run into in a long time. We have Ivan from Disconnected on the line. How are you doing, Ivan?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing yourself?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us knuckleheads.
No problem. My pleasure.
Ivan is the vocalist for the band Disconnected, in which I stumbled across not too long ago and absolutely fell in love with what you guys are doing out there. And your music is just spot on. It's sharp. It's vocally, I call it dirty pretty. Your vocals get to those magnificent growls and then those beautiful harmony, and it's just wonderful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, I got a question for you, Ivan, regarding your music. I was unfamiliar with you guys, and Camera Rebel brought you guys to the table, and I was blown away right away. I was like, oh my God, these guys are incredible musicians. But what caught me more than anything, I guess, was your harmonies that you guys are able to pull off. You don't see that enough in metal anymore.
Right.
And when it is attempted, it's usually not really good. You guys fucking nailed it, bro.
That's very nice of you. I think it's related with the fact that I've been doing a lot of different stuff in my career as a vocalist, and I've been working in many different areas in the music business, not just in the metal business. You know, as you must know, it's very difficult to make a living with this kind of music. And as a youngster, when I started to have the ambition to be a frontman and live off my vocal abilities, I understood pretty quickly that it wouldn't be possible, at least in France, to live off that in the metal industry. So I still kept that passion for that music, but I was working in very different areas. Like I was a backing vocalist for famous artists in France. I did a lot of work in the studios. I worked in musicals as well, cover bands, lots of cover bands as well. And so I've been working a lot with my voice as well, like an instrument, not just like a lead singer, you know. So I always see my way of singing like a frontman, but as well with like a kind of instrument flavor, you know.
Yeah. Different
colors, you know, in the harmonies for a chorus, and I always have a lot of ideas coming through me pretty naturally.
Nice. Well, I was afraid you were going to say, the way you're setting that up, that you're also singing for a country band or something, and I was getting a little worried there for a second. But you brought up
I'm not Aaron Lewis.
You brought up something interesting, and you're mentioning making it difficult to make a living doing metal, and that's across the board. It's really difficult, and that's the nature of the business anymore. But I'm concerned and wondering about the metal scene in France. Now, I know you've got the Download Festival in France now, which we know some people that are going to be actually performing there this year.
Some Americans too.
Yeah.
Maybe next year Disconnected will be there.
Yeah, maybe. But
I hope so.
yeah. Beyond that, what is the metal scene like over there in France?
You want a very, very straight and honest answer.
Yes.
I think France is one of the shittiest country in the world to play metal music.
That's the second time I've heard that.
Yeah.
And you are especially the south of France, where I was born, unfortunately. The business here for rock music and metal music is very complicated, not because we don't have good musicians and very good bands, and we've got very talented bands, but the problem is that the venues and the live productions, it's very difficult to develop your band on stage. For example, if I can give you like one or two examples, next week we're gonna have a gig in Paris with Disconnected in a place called La Boule Noire, which is a little venue of like 300 people you can fit in. And we have to do everything on our own. We have to produce, the event, because even with the level and the skills we've got and the production we've got on this record, for the beginning, we still have to do everything on our own. There is no help from nowhere. You have to build yourself on your own. Wow. So that's the major difficulty, and the people they get tired of that situation, and it's difficult to maintain the activity of a band because it's tiring, and you have to invest a lot of money all the time.
And time.
That's something we know all about on our end, actually.
Yes.
Sounds like doing a metal podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine. At least in the US or in some other countries, you've got lots of venues with the right equipment, sound equipment, light equipment, and the right people to manage these places and to say, okay, we're going to organize concerts and your band is going to be able to come over and perform. In France, you even have to fight for this, and do everything yourself.
Wow.
Those venues, they just rent their places or they say that they co-produce with you, but they don't co-produce. You produce it yourself because you have to pay the bouncer at the entrance of the place. You have to put on the ticket selling. You have to do the promotion of the event as well. And the guys, they are taking all the selling of the beverage and stuff like that for themselves, and they take a percentage on what the people have to pay to get the entrance, of the venue. So it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you for that insight, because we're not there, so we don't understand how it is for you guys and what you guys have to go through to even play a show.
No, the strategy we've got with Disconnected, because we all have pretty much a lot of experience in this business, and especially Adrian, the creator of the band, is only 27 years old, but he's been touring a lot with another band, and he was in a support act for Symphonix in a European tour, for example.
Oh wow.
Or bands like Mirath and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of experience in that. The strategy for us is just to try to build up a little following in France by producing some good gigs, in pretty good venues in France, and from that have a little buzz and start to try and have some gigs opening for bigger acts,
right.
With the tour support system, but it involves money again. It's always a thing nowadays.
Right.
It's the way of the world.
About 2 years ago, we spoke with another band out of France, William Morboto, and it was a very similar scenario. He had a lot of the same things to say. What he was saying was that they had to tour outside of France a lot to make money and to get notoriety. Are you finding the same thing there? He said that they had better attendance outside of their own country.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. For example, we've got a lot of feedbacks from lots of other countries than France, and it's very difficult for us in our own country to get an appointment with a tour manager or a tour agency, for example.
Right.
And those guys, they are difficult to. It's difficult to invite them to your own gig as well, because they always have a good reason when someone from Holland or someone from Switzerland or Germany or Sweden is going to answer to your email on a short notice, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's a different way of seeing things, and I think in France, unfortunately, there is a little lack of professionalism in the music business related to rock and metal music.
Wow.
I think that's my opinion.
I love your candor and being forthcoming with that, because that's important for people to hear. And
Absolutely.
The struggle is already real for metal bands. Yeah. And that when you're up against it like that, and having all the extra stuff thrown on top, holy God.
There may be a lack of professionalism in the management side, in the venues, but your band is very professional, very polished.
Yes.
Your sound, your production, and your videos, my goodness gracious, those are some beautiful, beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Once again, we've been producing everything, you know, and it's like a friend who knows a friend who does that type of work, and arrangements, financial arrangements between us, you know, like. I don't know. You're gonna do a video for us, and it's gonna give you some exposure as well, because the band is good and stuff like that. Once again, it's all about having the will to provoke things and to go forward and push the envelope every time you can. You know.
Absolutely. So let's chat about your album that you guys just released. Was that the beginning of 2018? That was just recent.
Yeah. We released the album on the 23rd of March this year, and we started straight away to have to produce gigs. We did a release party the day of the release day in Troyes, which is the town where the creator of the band is from, and. That day was perfect for us, because we had an entire week in the venue to prepare the show. So we've been working on a light show as well, and we've been working on the mix, you know, for our sound and stuff like that, because we wanted to give to the audience something really good. Mm-hmm. And I think we've been achieving something pretty cool for a first gig. For a band that just released an album, and the venue was packed, so it was a great success, and we are capitalizing on that since that day. So fortunately, it's gonna provide us some new stuff as well after. We'll see.
Where did you say that was?
In Troyes. It's not very far from Paris. It's north east of France.
Awesome. Troyes. Okay. I've heard of Troyes before.
I know what you're doing.
He's being a jackass. You're so stupid. Shut up.
I got to share something. Twat in English. Have you ever heard that term before?
Troyes as a joke in English? No.
Okay. What? Say twat a couple more times.
No, don't.
Yeah. I knew exactly what you were doing.
Is there a story of swapping a partner behind that or something?
No. Could be.
Menage
a trois.
No.
Are you writing the lyrics to your guys' music?
Yeah, we are. Basically, the way we work is Adrian is composing all the music, you know, the tracks.
Yeah.
And he's arranging all the music. He's programming the drums as well, playing the basses and the bass guitars and guitars. And he's sending me the tracks like that. And I work. We've got a saying in French. I don't know if it will speak to you guys, but we say that we sing in yogurt.
Yogurt?
Yogurt, yeah. Which means we are singing in a language that sounds a bit like English, but doesn't make any sense. You know. You can ask a lot of French singers. A lot of them they are doing this. So we sing in that kind of yogurt because the sound is good.
Yeah.
And it sounds like English. And then we find the melodies on the track with that yogurt. And once we all agree that the melody is right, we start to write the proper lyrics, and the meanings are coming after that.
Huh.
That's awesome.
That's really interesting. I'm a vocalist too, not as good as you, obviously, but when I was writing songs, believe it or not, you're going to probably giggle at this. I don't know if you're familiar with the old gospel hymn, Amazing Grace, but yeah. I would use the lyrics to that whenever I was trying to write a melody. They were so easy to fill in, and I could use that Amazing Grace, and hell, even Gilligan's Island. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Anyway, I think you're using yogurt kind of the same way I use that. It sounds really exactly. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We just try to the way I'm writing melodies is a very instinctive. I react to what Adrian is presenting me. Usually, the best ideas I've got in terms of melodies are within the probably first minute I hear a riff, for example. I always have an idea coming through me. And sometimes I'm working a lot around that, and I'll always come back to the first idea. For me, the first idea is pretty often the right one, you know. So I use those sounds in English, and after I try to get close to that sound when I'm writing the proper lyrics, you know. But sometimes I can use just one word or two words, the one after the other, and try a melody around these two words, you know.
Yeah,
I get it.
So, can you explain to us what the meaning behind "Living Incomplete" is for you? It's my favorite song off your guys' album.
Thanks. The meaning is basically that there is a general theme around through the album, which is the disconnection of human beings in between them, in a love story, or, you know, everything is about disconnection, but on a different angle on each song. So Living Incomplete is the disconnection of a human being who doesn't find his place in this world, and is almost ready to, or he would prefer not to exist instead of existing, but in this manner, you know?
Yeah.
It's the meaning of the song.
So it's actually a funny story, because when I was surfing the internet, I saw the name of your band and then, of course, this song. And here's a little personal information for our listeners, but I need connection like I need air. And when I'm feeling disconnected, I feel like I'm living incomplete. And just seeing the name of your band and then the title of your song was really intriguing to me. And that's why I clicked on it. I was like, whoa, you know, what's this? And it's just, this song just resonates with me just really, really deeply. Not that I don't want to be here, but I feel it.
I think there are moments in life that you don't feel at the right place.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are in a difficult spot in life, and it happens to anyone. You know. Sometimes it's stronger for some others, and unfortunately, they decide to disappear. But sometimes you can fight through it and fight and find the right place for you in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Explain to me why White Colossus is the title of your album. What's the meaning behind that?
White Colossus, because first of all, it sounds pretty cool, I think.
Well, quite honestly, when I saw White Colossus, I was thinking about next time we're going to have sex with my wife, make room for the White Colossus.
You're meaning à trois or for yourself?
Right? I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask if you were inviting a friend.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful, my friend.
And nice. He got you.
He got me good.
I love it.
That is awesome.
White Colossus, it all starts from the song White Colossus, and the theme of that song is the disconnection related to drugs.
Yeah, nice.
There's a guy talking about his life. He's trying to quit on any hard drugs. You can use like heroin or crack or whatever, cocaine, and the guy is trying to fight against this addiction. But every time he's that close, the addiction is winning and is getting away from his goal. So he's disconnected from health, we shall say, because of that addiction. And at a certain point in the song, the character that is telling his story is talking about the physical or the representation he's got of his addiction. And actually, the representation of his addiction is the White Colossus, which is, like squeezing him very hard, and is not letting him go. So that's why there was the title of that song was White Colossus, because I thought instead of just taking the sentence of the chorus to have the title of the song, I preferred to have just this word that is just mentioned once in the song. And after, when we developed all the concept of the album with Adrian, we thought that White Colossus was first a really cool name for the album, and second of all, we thought it could be the representation of the disconnection and the danger of disconnection for a human being.
I love it.
That's came like this.
Yeah, really cool. Thanks for that
deep.
explanation. We had another band on the show a while back called The Last Band. They're out of Sweden. They have a song called White Powder. And same thing. I guess the cocaine thing is just, it's crushing people over there, it sounds like. It's done it here in the U.S. Actually, we moved on to heroin now.
Yeah.
I see that a lot. And I'm sure you guys have seen it all around where you're at there as well, huh?
Yeah, it's in France, I think it took the place of smoking pot, for example, for the youngsters.
Right.
I'm from that generation, I'm from the end of the 70s, and when I was a youngster and I started to play guitar and being involved in hard rock and metal music, I thought it was cool to always drink beers and hang out with my friends and smoke a joint and stuff like that. And nowadays the kids, they do the same, but they drink strong alcohols and they sniff cocaine.
Wow.
They are the next level is getting too far. It's getting too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I'm working every summer. I'm working as a lead singer in a cover band who does a lot of gigs in the south of France, near the area where I'm living, near Montpellier. All the seaside, of the Mediterranean Sea, and I do a lot of gigs, offered by the cities, where we travel. And you can see all those kids between 14 to 16, 17 years old. They are all in the street until 2:00 in the morning.
Wow.
Absolutely hammered, full of ecstasy, cocaine, wine, and stuff like that. And I don't recognize the world I'm living in at the moment.
Yes.
Wait till you get to be my age, buddy.
Feeling a little disconnected, are you?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes.
You say you sing in a cover band a little bit during the summer to make a little money. What kind of music are you guys doing in the cover band?
Everything that comes through the radio. I can sing stuff from Coldplay to U2 to Muse, going through whatever kind of Despacito, my ass, and whatever. But I make a pretty living with that because we've got great helps of the government when you're a professional musician in France. it's we've got a pretty comfortable situation, and it allows me to involve myself a lot in the writing process and promoting my band and doing the music that I love. Because if I wasn't doing this, I would have to have a day or a night job, and I don't know, it wouldn't give me enough time to get involved the way I am involved in Disconnected at the moment.
That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Are you getting subsidized by the government to some degree to be a musician?
Yeah, we've got actually that's the paradoxal side of France with music. We've got a great help, financial great help as a musician to do covers and stuff like that, but nothing is really done for creation, unless you're in jazz music or you're in classic music, like operatic, things like that.
Well, who wants to do that shit? Screw that.
Yeah, I don't.
You caught me off guard. That's really odd that they would subsidize you to do cover music, but not to make your own. You want your country to be known for something. And if you're going to subsidize something, why not subsidize something original?
Exactly.
Promote the art itself.
Yeah, I know, but it's let's say that it's the way of they think about this is by allowing you to get paid even when you stay at home. It allows you to invest yourself in creation. So that's the way they think it helps for creation. So in a way it helps, but it would be more helpful if, for example, we had places where to rehearse in France, with a metal band. Fuck's sake, it's really fucking hard as well.
Yeah.
Even rehearse, man. It's there are no places. No places to rehearse. Venues with a crappy equipment, or we don't want any metal heads and stuff like that because they look a bit weird and they drink too much and rah rah. I don't know. Special.
You just pissed me off. Who are these pussies running these venues over there?
Pussies, yeah.
So that's very interesting. What is the average citizen of France? How do they take metal music? I mean, are they all about it, or do they look at you guys like you're bad company?
I think now our reputation is a bit better because even if sometimes we've got a certain look, a certain very aggressive type of look, the people, they know that we are not aggressive people,
right? Oh yeah.
And for example, hip hop is the most selling music in France. And they fuck up venues so many times that they know who are bad guys, and we are not one of them.
Yeah. It's awesome. Your guys' band photo that you have, the most popular one, you guys look hardcore. Like, you look creepy cool. I absolutely love it. And you are just such a sweetheart. And you're right. That's how metalheads in general across the world are looked at, as these heathens that are going to, that are angry and that are going to destroy things and that do drugs and alcohol. And it's not like that. It's a huge misconception.
No. And on top of that, I think lots of people in France think that we are still some kind of kids in our heads. We get stuck. We get stuck in a youngster type of music. We didn't evolve to something higher, because they don't understand this music because it's too loud. I don't know. To me, hard rock or metal music, it's something that is hitting you. Right. It hits me one day, and since that day, I couldn't live without it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But sometimes some people they get rubbed the wrong way by this music. And they think, oh, it's just noise, They don't sing, they scream. The guitars, they are too loud, and the drummers, what the fuck are they doing with these double pedals,
right?
Shit like that, and it's not being open-minded. I think what I like about foreign countries, for example, is that there are lots of more open-minded people towards music.
Yeah.
I can give you a simple example. I used to be married with an English girl, and so I was going often in England, in UK, and sometimes on a Sunday afternoon, we would have a walk with her family, and you could see sometimes kids playing with their parents in a place, and 10 meters after, you've got a pub with a punk rock band playing very loud. So that's how the people can mix over there.
Yeah.
We don't have that in France. You can't mix people like that. You have to hide a little bit more. It's not tolerated the way it is in some other countries.
Yeah, like you're an outcast.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, well, let's talk about you and your stage presence a little bit. Being in a metal band, the best part of being in a metal band is being up on the stage and controlling the audience, right? So when you're on the stage, do you demand a lot from the audience? In other words, do you say, get this pick going, you want to see that thing rocking, or are you just going crazy on stage? You don't really realize what's going on in the crowd. How do you control the stage? What's it like for you, man?
The thing for me is, first, I have to give a lot. If you want to receive a lot, first of all, you have to give a lot, especially when you are unknown.
Yeah.
Which, for example, was the case for our first gig with Disconnected. I didn't come on stage shouting at people, "Come on, Circle Pete, open that bitch." No, I mean, I was first of all, I was giving a lot. And step by step, you feel when you've got the people with you or not. Yeah. And at that moment, when they are ready, you can go for it, and basically you can do whatever you want with the audience. You know.
Yeah. I love it.
Dig it.
That's the way I see it. But I've got a pretty aggressive way of being on stage. I've got my model for that is a Phil Anselmo, for example.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
I've got this type of attitude, like straight in your face, and come on, I'm going to give you so much that the only answer you can have with me is to give your all as well. That's my way.
Love it.
I sat here, and the second you said, I say he's going to say Phil Anselmo, and sure as shit he did. So listen. When was the last time you got in a pit?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I think it was a pretty long time ago. It's when I went to watch Trivium in France, in Marseille.
Oh.
I'll say last year in spring.
Last spring, man. Yeah. You are due to get in a pit. What the hell is wrong with you?
You know, I need to keep my physical integrity to continue to promote my band.
Oh, you know, it sounds like you're being a pussy. Come on, man.
There we go.
Man up.
That's right. And
I've got a 2-year-old kid as well, and I need to stay in shape for him as well.
Oh, you see what he did there? He pulled the kid card on me.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll let you off there. You just got one kid?
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
Good for you, man. Kids are awesome.
And it's a boy, yes?
Yeah, it's a boy. Yeah.
Has he gone to any of your shows?
No, he's a 2 years and a half, and for the moment is a bit too little for that. But pretty soon, I hope.
Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Bring him. That's very cool.
There's that. We all here at the table, we have our kids, and most of our kids are little, or at least teenage years. And we love taking them to shows. And I got to tell you, that's an experience you're going to love as your kid gets older. It's something you share with your kids that just...
With them rocking out.
Yeah. And to see the first time they get in a pit or just to see them throwing their horns in the air and all that stuff for the first time. It's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I already really like when I'm getting up in the morning and taking care of him and I'm listening to some stuff, and he's starting to shake his little head like that.
I
love it.
Scream as well, like his dad, like things like that. He starts to talk pretty well as well now, and And he's always asking me, "Oh, I want to see the video clip of Daddy. Show me the video clip." And he's moving his head like that. And
Speaking of your videos, you guys have the video out for Living Incomplete, which is a mastery of visual art. Is just amazing. So who came up with the concept as far as that was concerned and all the effects that you guys have in that video?
we had the artwork of the album done already. So we wanted the video to be based on that, on that post-apocalyptic type of world, around us with buildings destroyed and a lot of dust and things like that.
Right.
And Adrian had a friend of his who was starting to work on those post-production type of videos, and so we went to shoot the video in a tiny room. We were probably in a 10-meter square room, shooting each of us, one after the other, shooting our parts, and then after he post-produced everything, and the result was pretty amazing, I'll say.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
I dug it. That was my first introduction. You guys was through the video,
right?
And I was blown away, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not a whole lot of bands that do that to me the first time I hear them, and you guys were one of them. It caught me off guard. I wasn't ready because we hear hundreds of bands.
Oh yeah.
In a single month, we'll listen to several hundred bands, trying to identify who we want to help and push on our show. There's a slight few, maybe 5 or 6 a month that really stand out, and you guys were right there. You guys really good shit, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome very much.
And now, are you guys working on any more videos?
Yeah, we're gonna work on a new video. I think we're gonna shoot that maybe just before this summer or maybe beginning of September.
What song?
For Fyodora. This video, I think, is gonna be there's gonna be a bit more of a mise en scène, a bit more of acting in it, because the story of this song is pretty fucked up. It's about it's about Japan. I love Japan culture, and I love the excess of those people, because they are very hard workers and very precise and very dedicated to everything they do. But when they start to twist, they are absolutely fucked up people. Yeah. And this is the story. This is the story of a guy who basically you thought he's in love with a person, but actually he's in love with a love doll.
Perfect. That could easily be an American, by the way, just so you know.
And the love doll is named Fyodora. That's the name of the.
Okay.
We're gonna try to tell a story about this, and with a lot of work on makeup, maybe to make a girl look like a doll by the end of the video. But we should ask counsel from people from California, because you've got a lot of experience with plastic for women. You got good contacts for me with a surgeon, We got some stuff for tits or
oh my god.
Ass or stuff like that. I'm up for it.
Yeah, dude.
That is hilarious.
That was one of the best lines we've ever had on this show. That was fantastic. Caught us off guard. Hey, you said you're into the Japanese culture. You ever listen to the Japanese bands at all? Because there's one down there that we really dig called Maximum the Hormone. I can't pronounce the name of any of their songs, but they are fantastic.
Absolutely fucking crazy. Yeah. I love that band.
Yeah, and you're talking about some of the craziness down there. Their videos, holy God, unbelievable.
Did you see? Of course, you've seen the one when they were in the classroom in Japan.
Oh
yeah.
Like fell on the head hanging, stuff like that. Yeah,
that's their mild one. They have one that starts off from karate in the pit and ends up on a kids show.
Oh, that one is one of my favorites.
amazing.
And they start in a parking lot, but underground or something like that. No?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
this one. Yeah.
Dude, that's
Really
like my favorite video of all time.
What I love about them is that they push the boundaries of genres and styles of music.
Yep.
Because when you are a part of a certain genre of music, like a power metal or modern metal or gent or whatever, sometimes there are pretty strong, rules. Like you have to sing in that kind of way. When when it's melody, the voice has to be very, very clear, and the melodies are that style. With these guys, they don't give a shit about anything.
Yep.
Yeah, there are no rules. That's what sets them apart.
Yeah, and they are great for that because they start with a very violent riff. It can be punk rock, and all of a sudden they go to pop or jazz or whatever they want because they are musicians as well. But it's a part of their craziness, and I really like this type of artists. I really like that. It stands out a lot.
Absolutely. Agreed.
It's fun stuff.
Let's talk about your merch, your album. Where can people get it? And your shirts, by the way, are badass. They're amazing. So where can the people buy your music and purchase your merch?
You've got our music is a bit everywhere. You can download it on the Apple Store. You've got a merch site as well on the Facebook page of the band as well. On our label as well, which is Apatia Records. And you can order, and we deliver anywhere in the world, no problems. We're on Spotify as well, Deezer. I think we're on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation, a bit everywhere, I think. Yeah.
Wonderful. As I understand it, you guys are one of your main goals is making it over here to the U.S.
Yeah, basically we'd like to go anywhere we can, but I don't know. I've got a feeling our future is not in France.
Yeah.
I get that.
I've got a feeling our future is not in France, and if we want to achieve that goal that we want to achieve, which is maybe trying to just do this music for a living, which is already a pretty high goal because there are not a lot of bands in France that have achieved that. There's maybe Gojira is probably the one to make a good living of that, but. We need to go. We need to go where the action is, and basically, it's not in France, and it's a lot in the US. But I know there are a lot of difficulties with the visas and stuff like that. But you can't let yourself stopped by who said it's difficult. It's this. It's that. You have to dream big. You have to think that everything is possible. And if you don't start like that, it's better to quit in the second. That's my opinion.
Absolutely. And for our listeners out there, if you're in the U.S. and you're looking to bring a band over that's freaking badass, definitely look into Disconnected and what they're doing because, you guys out here would blow up. And that's what we're trying to do is get you the exposure to help you along in your journey with your music and to help you guys make it a career. So absolutely love what you guys are doing.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, no, I think maybe we've got a little something special in the way we put our melodies compared to the style of our music.
Yes,
which has lots of different influences.
I think a lot of times when metal bands specifically, try to meld the heavy vocals with the melody, it feels forced. But you guys blend perfect. It's smooth. It belongs there.
Yeah, a lot of times it feels segmented.
Yeah.
Like this is this part, this is that part.
Yeah.
And the way the Disconnected is doing it, it's more like it's all in one room together.
It feels connected.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I've got a ton of admiration for a guy like Corey Taylor. I think he's brilliant at what he's doing in that type of singing as well. In Stone Sour especially.
Yeah.
He can he can kick your ass so bad with his growls and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he's got a very very nice and melodic voice with a lot of emotion and sensitivity, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some of his songs just kind of feel like forever, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, good Lord.
Really like that. But it's all in the way to try and find the good contacts. You know, it's to be at the right moment, at the right place. It's always the same in this business. We have to find the right partners, and at the moment, for example, we are trying to reach Sons of Apollo, because they are going to tour in Europe after this summer, I think. Mm-hmm. And we already had a great contact with Ron Thal, because our drummer used to play with him.
Oh,
he did
nice.
tours with Ron, you know. So he was supposed already to record a solo on our album on the song Blame Shifter. There's a 2-part solo in that song, and he was supposed to record that in January, but he, unfortunately, with all his business and stuff, he didn't have time. He's a really, really nice guy, by the way. And now we are trying to reach their management and stuff like that, to try to see if we can connect with them and propose an offer something for a tour support and stuff like that. But we don't know how much it could be. We don't know if it's going to be possible, but everything is going through that way nowadays. You have to spend some money to be a support act, and then you go on tour, and you get exposure, and you grow, and one day maybe you're going to be headlining. That's the way it is.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
You know, for example, we heard in France stories about Gojira, like spending hundreds of thousands of euros to support Metallica on tour, you know, in the US, for example. So you have to play a game at a certain point, and you never know if you're going to win or you're going to lose everything, you know. But if you don't try, you never know.
You have a good product, though, and that's a lot of people overlook that fact. You can spend all the money you want, but if you don't have what people want, it's not going to do. You're wasting your money. I think you guys have got what people want. They just don't know they want it yet. We need to let them know it's out there.
Stick it in their face.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Smell this.
I hope so. I've got the feeling, and it's the first time in my career that I've got this inner feeling that I've got something special in my hands with that band.
Amazing.
You know? All the reactions we've got through Europe, and even you guys, I mean, it's really unexpected, you know, because there are so many talented musicians and bands in the US. How comes one of a sudden you bumped into our video and you like it? That's, to me, it's like little signs of destiny, you know. I like to
love it.
That's badass. You know what that is? Interconnected.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe it will be the title of our next album, Interconnected.
I love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
And you guys can write a song of Honest Brutality.
Honest Brutality would be a great name for a song, by the way.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
I like
He didn't say
it.
would. He said will.
It will.
Yeah,
It will.
I love it.
Play the game, brother. Play the game.
We would like to say thank you again to Ivan. Ivan, can you do me a favor and pronounce your last name so that I don't murder it?
Ivan Pavlakovic.
That's why you said it and I didn't.
I told you it was Pavlakovic.
I love it.
Now I want you to spell it.
Of Disconnected, an amazing band out of France. Thank you so much for taking your time to hang out with us today.
My pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Honest Brutality. We appreciate you wherever you're listening to us. Do us a favor and give us a rating, especially on iTunes. We like the little stars. You can leave a comment. It doesn't matter what it is. We don't really care what you say. We just like the stars. We collect those, and they help us. We're not even sure how.
They brighten our life.
That's right. Check us out on all of our socials. We're on the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. Go over there and see all the craziness that goes on. You can also check out all things Honest Brutality at honestbrutality.com. You can also give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. 530-962-0411. Again, that's 530-962-0411.
Don't forget to check out our Tuesday show, Center Stage with Honest Brutality, where we talk to bands and we play their music, and that's on Rock Rage Radio at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
As well as our Saturday show on Rock Rage Radio. That is every Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. 2 hours of fun, mayhem, madness, and all things Honest Brutality. We play unsigned artists and well-known artists alike.
Yeah.
Take care of one another, be good people, and most importantly,
Stay metal!
Stay metal.
something like, "Hi, this is Ivan with Disconnected, and you're listening to Honest Brutality." Give it your heavy metal persona.
Okay. I thought you wanted me to talk with that gay voice.
Holy shit.
He come out swinging.
That's the guy that fucks with everybody, and I get the dirt. How do you like that? I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't see that coming.